Hey there, Sagittarius. It is time for your weekly energy forecast. Hi, everyone. My name is Lee Shanks, aka Intuitive Lee. We are doing the energy forecast for the week of May 19th through to the 25th, currently working on the sign of Sagittarius. All right, Sag, I am here with the Wild Offering Oracle as the first card that I will pull for you, giving you your overarching energy for the week ahead. And then we're going to move on to the Lantern Oracle, pull 3 more cards, breaking your week down just a little bit further. All right, what's in store for you this week? Oh, I like this starting. This is your entire week ahead, this thread running through everything, and you have contentment. I love that for you, Sagittarius. It says here, you can learn to rest in what you already have and already are. Suddenly you remember, I'm right here, resting in God, which means you're resting in your trust and your faith, not trying to figure out, solve, gain clarity, leading into the trust and awareness you have in this moment, right? You may not know where tomorrow's taking you. It's not important. You just have to have faith and trust that you're being led to where you need to be at any given moment. And if in that you follow where you're being led, then that's what leads to that contentment, because you don't have to solve, you don't have to figure things out, you don't have to worry or be filled with concern and anxiety. You can just rest easy in the knowing that you are cared for, you are loved, and you are being guided. All right, let's break your week down just a little bit further and see what they're talking about here, Sagittarius. All right, yeah, okay, starting off your week in the sharing, right? So sharing your journey, sharing your healing, sharing what has been working for you. Because guess what? Just because I've been on this huge, amazing healing journey for myself, and I'm open and willing to share that journey with just about anybody that takes the time to ask me about it, and even when they don't, it doesn't mean my way is your way. And it doesn't mean that your way is going to be my way. And it doesn't mean that either of our way is going to be something. But the point being here, Sagittarius, that somebody somewhere out there will take inspiration from you and your journey. And you need to share that. You need to allow yourself to open up, be a little bit vulnerable, and just share what has worked for you, because there's so much that you're going to give to others. And in the giving, you also receive. All right. So just a wonderful, wonderful reminder that your life has served a purpose, and already, even if you don't feel like you know what your purpose is, it is already, you've already served it just by simply being here and being you. You want to open up and really feel like you're making a difference in somebody's life? Share what's worked for you, right? We all have our struggles, and we all have to find a way through them. But it's a bit of a shortcut if somebody can follow your way because it feels right for them. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you, Sagittarius. Please leave me a comment in the chat below. Let me know how it's going. Trusting tricksters. Ooh, all right. Basically saying that just because along your journey, as you've been sharing who you are, as you are content in this moment, and you have felt trust in somebody else, and it may come to light, and I do feel like it happened prior to this week, but I really feel like this is the week that this is being contemplated by you, is that somebody you've been trusting has been revealing reasons why perhaps they're not trustworthy. And I feel like you feel that, and I don't feel like it's this one big thing. I feel like it's just a whole bunch of little tiny red flags, and I feel like you've been able to talk yourself out of recognizing those red flags, just like, yeah, it's just a little one, it's not a big deal. I just feel like the accumulation of all of these little red flags are really what you're contemplating this moment and saying, in and of themselves, they're no big deal, but all together, they're kind of a big deal to me. And I don't know if I can trust this person anymore. The cards are confirming not only are you right, but you are allowed to withdraw your trust. Just because you trusted them yesterday does not mean automatically that they get your trust today. You're allowed to say no. I cannot tell you how many times in this field of work that I do, I have heard from other people about, oh, you know, I bought into this program by this really super well-known, like globally well-known and trusted individual. And I got in there and it was a bunch of hokum. And it was a bunch of, it didn't serve me at all. And I was just being taken for a ride. and then feeling like they couldn't share that story with others because of, how big that name was or whatever. But when they did, when they withdrew that trust and honestly shared their opinion when asked, it's really hard to get out there and say, hey, so and so is a scam artist, because you're going to be taken to task on that. But you can still say, I wouldn't trust everybody. Just because they've got a big name doesn't mean they're trustworthy, right? You can share your truth and you can say to others, I have trusted the big global well-known names before and it didn't serve me, without naming names, and thereby giving them the heads up that if they start to see those little red flags, pay attention to them, right? That they are going to accumulate and add up to one big red flag. All right, where are you going by the end of the week? Wishful expectations. Look at you hanging on the wheel, right? Waiting for the wheel to turn in your favor. And it says here, acknowledge the smoke and mirrors in your life for what they are. What did I just say, people? That you are, in fact, doing that this week. You're contemplating how you've given your trust away, and maybe this person really did come across as being trustworthy and a valuable member of your guidance team for what they would have you believe of them. And I feel like it was wishful expectations that things would turn out differently, but you're finding, much to your chagrin, that maybe things are not exactly as they seem. Maybe you need to take contentment in you being strong enough to recognize when you're sort of being used, if you will, that you're just a cog in the wheel, a pawn in somebody else's game, and it's not about you at all. It's about them. And be content that you've recognized and extracted yourself from this. You don't have to get angry and blow up and say, I want to take them down in the mud with me. It's not what it's all about. It's about using your discernment to figure out what's right for you, sharing it appropriately. Again, not, making a target of yourself and naming names so you get sued or anything like that, but being open about your experience when you're asked, right? My experience wasn't so good. I give them 1 star out of 5, and this is why, right? So, or even just saying to somebody like, oh yeah, I heard you signed up with them. Like, I didn't have the greatest experience with them. I didn't find that what they taught resonated with me. And there was a few red flags here, but hey, that's just me. And you do you, boo, right? Let them find out for themselves. They don't have to share your experience. Maybe it'll work out just fine for them, like it has for hundreds of others. But I bet you there's others out there that have had the same experience as you have. All right. I know I've talked a little bit convoluted here. I hope it makes sense to you, Sagittarius. I hope it makes sense to you. Please share in the chats below what's going on. Who has really rattled your cage this week and made you learn to pull your trust back? Okay. Made you learn to pay attention to small red flags. If you'd like to know more about me, please look me up at leeshanks.com. Please do like, share, and subscribe. And thank you all ever so much for being here. I hope to see you back here next week. Intuitively signing off. Blessed be.